Hello Wargamers, back for another 40k battle report, and we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to do a Planet Strike mission as part of our narrative campaign. And before we get started, I actually made a bit of a screw up, my bad. I forgot to charge my camera. So the last game myself and David had, which should have been Sisters versus his Iron Warriors, I didn't get to record anything, but the camera died literally as we were doing the army introductions. So this time I made sure I did the camera, so it's all charged, it's all hunky-dory, we should be good to go. But just to give you a quick recap of what actually happened, I actually successfully defended the shrine, really because David's Chaos Lord had a couple of unlucky rounds of close combat and I just blobbed the objective with Sisters. But rather than it being a massacre of the shrine, it's actually just an attack on the shrine, but it's enough to draw the Dark Angels there rather than to their true intention of attacking the Forge World of Helios. So before we get started, I'm going to do just a quick shout out to my mate Mark. He has his own channel, which I should have written the name down because I can't actually remember it. Well, I'll link it in the description, there you go, so that should save a lot of unnecessary messing about. So without further ado, this is a Planetfall mission. We've rolled up all our Warlord traits, we've got all our psychic powers set, we've selected our stratagems. David's Iron Warriors today will be going with a high yield firestorm. And I've chosen crack grenades for 2 points, the one that gives you a chance to keep the game going at the end, and the other one which is rapid reinforcement, so I can automatically get one of my guys or whatever I've got in reserve coming in pretty rapidly. Without further ado, we're going to take you through the armies. David, you can start if you like. Okay. And we'll show you the table. Okay, so, and what I'm bringing this week will be a two detachment army with a formation each. First of all, my Warlord is my Warpsmith, Nest of Mechatendrils, Cranium Malevolus, which I feel was the other one I hadn't. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Yeah. Had two. Bolt Pistol, Power Axe, Gifting Mutation, Aura of Dark Glory. My troop unit will be, and this first detachment is Iron Warrior, so will be 3 individual obliterators, which collectively will make the Cult of Destruction formation. Which, although they're not painted, it's literally because they arrived, yesterday, and you've just literally got them assembled and sprayed. A 5-man unit of Terminators. This is the same Terminator unit I normally run, so Chain Fists, Combi Melters, 1 Heavy Flamer, Icon of Vengeance, and of course a Gift of Mutation on the Champion. These are new to you. I used these first last week. A 3-gun unit of Hade's Autocannon Rapiers, homemade. And they really hurt. They gained an awful lot of Sisters with those last battle report. Yeah, track unit from a Cataphon Servitor, gun from a Forge Fiend, Gun Shield, homemade. They're not finished yet. Second detachment, and these will be normal Chaos Space Marines, led by a level 2 Sorcerer, 4 Swords, Bolt Pistol, Gift of Mutation. I think I gave him Aura of Dark Glory. I might even give him Melter Bombs, but I'm not sure, I'd have to check. 3 10-man unit, bare bones cultists. 2 have been upgraded to carry auto guns. I know they look like las guns because I'm using my mutants as stand-ins and I don't have enough auto guns. And my heavy support for that one will be 3 Hellbrutes, who will be together in a Mayhem pack formation. Oh, that's just evil, that is. And Grant. Right, yeah, cool. And the camera is stuck to my hand. Stuck with your hand, right, strappy thing. Right, okie dokie. Right, my stuff. Right, okay, let's start. Okay, down here. The Vanguard Alpha is actually going to be my Warlord today because I'm running pretty much pure Skitarii. It made sense for a planetary defense installation. He has, what's he got? Power Sword, Phosphor Blast Pistol. I gave him a Refractor Field. I think it may be a Conversion Field. I'll double check. The squad has 2 Plasma Calivers, I think they're called, and an Arc Rifle. There is an Omniscope in there. Other than that, pretty stock. Next squad, 10 Rangers. There is 2 Transuranic Arquebuy, and I think that's how you pronounce the plural of Arquebus, and an Arc Rifle, The Alpha in there has an arc pistol and an arc maul. Again, I believe I gave them the usual stuff, so they've got power field, force field of some kind. Behind them, I have 5 infiltrators, standard stock power sword and the macro stubber thingies. Just bare bones, really. I think again force field for the Alpha, but other than that, bare bones, just a stock. 5 Rough Stalkers. I prefer to just keep them with the Cord Claw and Transonic Razors because it keeps the Mice Scrambler Grenades, which are quite handy. But I did pay for the extra for the Alpha to have an additional Cord Claw because it doesn't say you can't do it. I also gave him the Mask of the Alpha. No, it's Mask of the Alpha Dominus? It's the one that gives him Fearless and Zealot anyway. Other than that, they're pretty stock. Again, I might give him a force field, I'll have to double check. Okay, at the back I have 3 separate Honor Dragoon Crawlers, one with a neutron laser heavy stubber, like the extra heavy stubber I mean, Eradication Beamer with, again, extra heavy stubber, and then to the right we have a Onager with an Icarus array, with extra heavy stubber and Cognitive Manipulator. I didn't actually realise there weren't going to be any flyers, so David's wrong-footed me a little bit there. Let's see, over here, and this is the only formation I'm actually going to be running today. There are 2 Iron Strider Ballistari, Sidonian Dragoons, and they've got Chazales, by the way, the Phosphor Chazales. That one has a Cognis Las Cannon, the Iron Strider Ballistari, and because I had a few points left over, I have a Tech Priest Engine Seer, who has digital weapons, refractor field I think it is, and melter bombs. 2 servitors with servo bombs, and I had enough points just to give an extra servitor with a multi-melter. Warlord trait today is my Alpha in this squad has Eternal Warrior. I didn't roll on the Planet Strike Defender things because I actually preferred the Skitarii options. So yeah, that's my force. And just a quick look at the table.
Before that, I suddenly just realised there's absolutely no reason why my second detachment actually can't be an Iron Warrior squad. It's a holdover, an Iron Warriors, have the Iron Warriors special rule for them.
Are they Chaos Space Marines?
They are Chaos Space Marines.
No, but they're not actually Chaos Space Marines, so
no,
I'm not sure. Oh no, for him it would apply, but
yes.
I don't think it would apply for any
I'm saying is
cultists.
my previous version of the list had something else other than cultists. They had marks, so I couldn't make that an Iron Warriors detachment.
Oh, I see.
And then suddenly I realised I took those out, so I can actually make that detachment Iron Warriors. So basically, he now has the Feel No Pain plus the special
thing against
building.
Yeah, thing. Okay, yeah. So he does, but
just on him, the other. Oh, actually, and
the Hellbrutes might count. Check that.
Might count as well.
Right. So while you're doing that, the actual plot here is Helios, Forge World, was attacked by an Orc invasion not that long ago. It's in one of the Imperial Armour books. And obviously they've just picked up the pieces after bouncing that invasion off, only to be assaulted by the Iron Warriors. Now, their ships are in orbit. And what we have here is a battery of ship-killing vortex missiles. So the 3 main buildings, this one, the radar station and the barracks, will be the objectives. They're worth 3 points a pop. But to balance things out, every one of these vortex missiles that doesn't get fired at the table can be fired into orbit for a bonus victory point. Obviously there are only 7 missiles, the game may last beyond 5 turns, we don't know, but ultimately the Iron Warriors would like us to stop shooting their ships, hence why they've assaulted this planetary defence installation. So we'll see how we go, and then in the next game, well, that'll be a bit different. So we'll come back to you after we've set up and everything. I mean, obviously Defender, I have to set most of that up first, and then it's onwards with yourself. Because obviously everything you've got deep strikes. Oh, stratagems, I think, which we've already mentioned, so
yes.
We'll just get straight on to deployment, and the first turn belongs to you, David. Alright, okay, so we'll catch you when we're set up. Back in a minute. Okay, here we are, deployment. Not there's an awful lot deployed. I have an Onager Dune Caller there, one there, one back there on the generator. I have the infiltrators on that pile over there. Everything else, understandably, is in the building that's not ready to come in via outflank or wherever. So, yeah, David, do you want to do your firestorm attacks?
Yes, can I borrow a scatter dice? Mine seems to have gone missing again.
Yeah, no worries, I've got a spare if you need one. Well, not here, actually on me, but upstairs I've got a spare. Right, mate.
Okay, so I've got
3 of those.
These.
Strength 10 AP2 ones because you paid for high yield firestorms. This is going to be unpleasant in the extreme.
This ignores cover, doesn't it?
No.
Doesn't ignore. Oh.
No. No, it's not like a firestorm as in a literal firestorm, it's just bombardment is what they mean.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them is of course going to go here.
Yeah, I had a feeling that'd be the case. Do you want to roll for your scatter then? Whoop. Scatter dice is...
Well, I think it goes way off.
Way, yeah, because it's full, it's orbital, so that's 11 inches. Yeah, boom.
So I've made a crater.
Yeah, boom.
Number 2 is going to try...
Going straight for the vortex, right? Oh, 10 inches. That might still clip it though.
No.
No, wow, that's a way miss. Okay.
Okay.
And then the third and final shot.
Go on to this here.
Neutron laser one. I kind of expected that, to be honest. That one goes.
Also all the way off.
Oh, blimey! Wow, I tell you what, dude. I swear you're cursed when it comes from that scatter dice. Right. Okay. So the Iron Warriors. You have to roll still from turn 1 as to what actually comes on.
Okay.
So let's go to the reserves. Whoa, go to the coffee table. Whoa. Right.
It's 3, isn't it?
Yeah, 3+ as normal.
Okay.
So first thing.
The warlord who's in the unit with one of the individual...
Obliterates. Well, you roll, yeah, roll for all 3.
Oh, roll for all 3.
Yeah.
They don't turn up.
Nope. Okay.
Okay, the Terminators.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do come on, yeah.
It's Terminators. The Rapiers. Don't come on.
Nope.
The Sorcerer who's actually going to be in this shooty unit of
Cultists?
cultists.
Yeah. He's
Comes
on.
So that was the Terminators, that unit of cultists. Second shooter unit of cultists.
Also comes on.
Close combat unit of cultists. Comes
Comes
on.
on, yeah.
Dreadnought formation. Comes on.
Oh, ouch.
So basically it's...
Everything short, your Obliterators and your Dakar aren't on. The
Yeah.
Cultists and the Dreadies, etc. are on. Okay, so we'll do the movement phase and stuff and get these deep strikes done, and then we'll come back to you. Okay, and movement phase, turn 1. You can see the Cultist deep strike there. 3 Hellbrutes made it down quite safely. Another unit of Cultists there, another unit of Cultists there, and the Terminators deep striking over there. The only thing is, the crack mines went off. Lost a couple. I think what was it, 1 or 2 dudes from this squad? There's 1 dude.
2 there, 3
there.
there. This managed. These 2 managed to go and get hit, but didn't cause any damage.
Yeah, same. Yeah, so none of them really hit or damaged in any particular way. However, that is a leadership check for them. So do you want to do that on camera, and then we'll get onto your psychic phase, which is probably going to be really unpleasant for me.
I think I don't know what cultists actually have as a leadership value.
Probably about 7. It's usually human average. And maybe the aspiring champion, if you paid for it, might up that by 1.
Aspiring champions are autumn.
In an occultist aspiring champion, that is.
7. Cultist champion gives it 8.
Right. Okay. So 8 or less, and they're cool.
7.
Yeah, they're 7. They're fine. Right. Okay. Do you want to roll for your psychic phase then, and then we'll come back to it. Just so these guys out in the real world. What'd you get?
4.
So I get 4 in defence, and that's
Okay.
it. Right. Okay. So we'll come back to you after we casted up some powers. And we are back at the end of Iron Warrior psychic phase, and this sorcerer down here. What was it you tried to cast first?
First of all, try to cast Flare Storm.
Yep, tried to cast Flare Storm on the Onager, but didn't work, didn't go off. But the other one unfortunately did, and what?
Scrap Code Curse.
Scrap Code Curse, D3 hull point, D3 haywire attacks. Not a single invulnerable save made. It died, but it was kind of gimped anyway because there's not a single flyer on the table. So we're now going to go to the Iron Warrior shooting phase, and we'll get back to you after we are done. And we are back at the end of Iron Warrior shooting phase turn 1. Got a couple of cheeky melter shots on the Onager. Managed to cause a hull point and shake it, but not blow it up. This guy over here fired his multi-melter into the Vortex battery and knocked the Void Shield out. But obviously I'll get a roll at the end of my turn to see if that comes back. And these cultists here tried to have a go at the Seige infiltrators and failed. And the squad of Terminators over there held back deliberately because they want to charge and not waste their melter guns on something that, to be perfectly honest, they could butcher up within seconds of charging it. So we're going to do the assault phase, and then or do you want to do the actual charges now, thinking about it, because the only ones that can charge theoretically would be them anyway. So adding 2 because of the difficult terrain.
Need 7.
Need 7. Make a roll. Oh, and they are in. However, I will fire Overwatch because it's a walker.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to you when we have the result. We are back at the end of Iron Warrior's assault phase, and my poor Onager didn't stand a chance. Not with that many chain fists. It was just a murder spree. They hacked it literally to bits. Mm. However, now it's Mechanicum turn 1, which is hopefully where I get some payback. So, without further ado, I'm going to do, well, what movement I want to do, and then I will come back to you with the violence. So it won't be a psychic phase, we'll go straight on to shooting, but I'll do my movement first and get back to you. Okay, and we are back with Mechanicum movement phase, or Skitarii movement phase, turn 1. Sidonian Dragoon came on from reserve, just hiding behind those loot crates, might take a pot shot at them. We have the Rangers who've spilled out of the Vortex battery like a bunch of angry army ants. The Seige infiltrators have just moved a little bit closer. They're still in cover, but they're eyeing up to have a go at those cultists with their burst pistols. Well, they're macro stubbers, stupid claim for them. This Onager has just sort of shuffled about. He's shaken, so he can only really have a go with his stubbers, but that's better than nothing. Let's see, anything else? Oh, we have another robot chicken over there. Yay, Iron Strider. And we have both the Ruststalkers and the Vanguard have temporarily disembarked from the building, leaving the engine seat inside, but they're looking at these Terminators and they're really upset with them. So we're going to start with shooting, and then we'll come back to you. And we are back at the end of Mechanicum shooting, or Skitarii shooting phase. So far, a couple of Giselles, hits, nothing particularly amazing to worry about, but the Vanguard down here let off their plasma calibers along with other things, and 3 of those Terminators have gone down real hard. They're looking like the Ruststalkers are going to have to go in there and finish them off with their transonic weaponry. The squad of cultists that was there were just brutally hosed down with macro stubber bullets. One of the cultists down here was actually killed by a lucky shot from the Cognis weapons on the last remaining Onager. Let's see, anything else? Oh, 2 hull points were put on this leading Hellbrute. He's down to 1. Luckily he's ignoring the shaken and stunned results because he's just plain mad. But that was caused by the transuranic arquebuses and the arc rifle of the Ranger squad. So doing well. So let's get on with the inevitable assault, and I'll tell you what, I'll just roll the distance here. They had 3 to this because of June Strider, and they're re-rolling it anyway because they've got a Luminogen hit against them. Which will actually be 8 inches, yeah, which gets me in. So we're just going to move them, we'll work out the results, and we'll get back to you shortly. And we are back at the end of the assault phase, and check that out. Ruststalker Princeps just goes in like a boss. The guys the Iron Warriors didn't even get to swing. He killed them all on his own. The other guys are just standing around like, yeah, nice one, boss. So I still have to consolidate for them though. So, no, press camera fuck up. Right, next. So, 6 inches. Sweet. And now for the Void Shield. No, the Void Shield does not come back up on the main building.
So they ran away.
Oh, what, sorry?
They ran away.
Oh yeah, and they actually ran away in the shooting phase, at the end of the shooting phase. But other than that, yeah, not a bad turn for the Mechanicum, but there's more Iron Warriors coming in. So, do you want to do your reserve rolls now, David?
Okay, so the Obliterator formation
is in.
Comes on. The guns.
Yep. Rapiers.
Come on.
Yep.
The Cultist Coldback squad.
No, they were on.
They're ongoing.
They were actually, yeah, because they screwed up last time with the mishap and they got delayed. Okay, so we're going to do the quick bit of movement and shuffling and whatnot, and we'll get back to you. Okay, and Iron Warrior movement phase turn 2. The Rapiers came down, the Obliterators came down all perfectly, which obviously makes a change for yourself, David, for your usual terrible rolls with scattering. Let's see, the cultists over there regrouped, which is good. The Dreadnoughts are just, Hellbrutes are moving towards the main bunker complex. Those cultists actually came down as well, so it's looking very much like it's going to be a big fight for the Vortex battery. Oh, do you want to do the roll for that Vortex? Because we've got to remember they are persistent, and we keep forgetting to roll for those. So, scatter dice and 2d6. That is a 7 inches in that direction, which I believe will actually clip your poor Hellbrute as he moves over it. Yeah. Boom.
That's a destroyer hit, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll roll for the destroyer hit on that poor little Hellbrute. And it's a 4, which is D3 hull points. 2 hull points. So he's down to 1. Oh, and I need to roll for the penetrating hit as well at AP2, which just shakes it, which is ignoring anyway because they're all crazy.
No, it negates the hit. But it might negate since it's just got.
Yeah, you need to roll it again for him, I suppose, and then he's
3. Now that, yes, he does. Basically, he has the same thing he had previously, minus he has to move if he's not in charge range.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Run if he's not in charge range, but he's now negate stunned and shaken.
Right, so we're going to go for the psychic phase, and we'll be back with you probably after. Actually, probably do shooting as well because it makes life easier. So we will be back shortly. All right, cheers. And we are back at the end of Iron Warrior Assault phase, and it's not looking good for the Mechanicum. These Dreadnoughts, Hellbrutes, kept trying to pop a couple of holes in the bunker, couldn't make it work. But as you can see, the Vanguard down here have been completely wiped out after basically just being hosed with all kinds of things. One of my Rustalkers took a wound from that sneak obliterator from an assault cannon, and my poor little Sidonian Dragoon got blown up with a twin-link melter gun in the face. There isn't going to be an assault phase, so it'll go straight on to Mechanicum, or sorry, Skitarii, turn 2. And here we are back at the end of Skitarii, turn 1. Oh, sorry, turn 2 movement phase, I should say. This Sidonian Dragoon is going up. Looks like I'm going to try and make a long pole charge into that Hellbrute, try and take it out. Let's see, the Rustalkers over here, getting a little bit closer. I reckon I'm going to take out that Hades autocannon squad. I can't leave them alive, they're too dangerous. The Ballistari over here came up, is probably going to have a go at taking out this Dreadnought, even though there's a cover save because of the Sidonian Sakaran infiltrators are in the way, but they're heading this way, trying to stimmy the tide of chaos that's beamed in behind our lines, and we're going to come back in shooting phase, at the end of shooting phase, and see how well I did. And we are back at the end of Mechanicum shooting phase, turn 2, and let's see, well that Warpsmith, who was hiding behind that obliterator, well the obliterator went down to some blistering firepower from the Rangers, lit it up proper and managed to kill it and actually put a wound on the Warpsmith. Oh, did you want to do a leadership check for him, by the way? Leadership 10, and he's fine, he's fine. Let's see, obviously there, wait for the assault phase, that's going to be entertaining. These guys were too far away to do anything, so they've just run. They actually got a pretty naff roll, but with Dune Stride it made up for it. That took a pot shot down here. This Dreadnought was wrecked. Lost its last hull point to a lucky shot from the Iron Strider Ballistari, or Robot Chicken as I like to call it. This one took a quick snidey shot of its Jazao at the back of that Hellbrute, but didn't actually wound it or damage it. So yeah, realistically at the moment things are not looking so great for Mechanicum. Oh, and I fired a Vortex Missile into orbit for a bonus VP, trying to give the Iron Warriors fleet a hard time, because that's really what it's supposed to do. Oh, you know what I did forget? The multi-melter, again, I did it again. So we'll multi-melter from this fire point at that Dreadnought, hitting on a 4, which it hits. I believe you're within 12, but you're just going to check that for me.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so 2d6 plus 8, that's 4, that's a glance. 4 plus 8 is 12, it's a glance. So it's another whole point down?
Yes, so it's dead.
Oh, is it just dead? Oh, brilliant. Haha, sweet. Okay, now I'm feeling a little bit more confident. Right, now I'm going to go and do my assault phase. So, first of all, let's do the Rustalkers are going into the artillery. They get to fire Overwatch with bolt pistols, but they can't use the actual guns themselves. And I'm in, easily.
2, 4, 6.
Do the Overwatch. These 6s.
1 hit.
Okay, so, sorry about that, slight interruption. My Rustalkers have made it in. Took a hit and a wound in Overwatch, but saved it, which is good. Right, I guess that one can't actually do any assaulting because he actually shot into the back of that Dreadnought. I was actually going to try and shank him up with a giant cattle prod, but okay, maybe not then. Right, so we're going to do some rolls and we'll get back to you shortly. And we are back at the end of Skitarii assault phase, and as you can see, these guys down here, they took a wound on one of the dudes, but then they killed an extra dude, so there's a difference in one wound, failed leadership, and the crew are actually running off this way. We're not entirely sure what happens to the battery, if the guns are left behind or they go with them, We're not entirely sure. I mean, we'll look it up, but we don't want to interrupt the flow of play at the moment. So we're going to go on to Iron Warrior turn 3 movement, and we'll catch up with you at the end of that. And we're back at the end of Iron Warrior movement phase. This Hellbrute, it looks like he's going to have a go at the Sidonian Dragoon. Not so helpful for me. I'd rather get the charge in, but I'll have to make do. Let's see, they're both wrecked. They're moving around. Cultist meat shield moved up a little bit. We actually did double check about the artillery rules, and it seems that if they're forced to fall back and something to do with the guns, they actually get destroyed. So they're actually dead. So that's
the entire unit.
The whole unit gets wiped out. So yeah, with VP there for me. Obliterate over here seems to be moving up. Another Obliterator moving up over here, and the Warpsmith down here surprisingly has joined that unit, so he's got some meat shield between him and certain death. Yeah, so we're going to start kicking off with some Psychic Phase. Do you want to roll for how many Warp charges you get? Ooh, only one.
3.
Well, one for me anyway. So, okay, well, we'll come back to you when that's done. And then hopefully we'll get on to the Psychic Phase, do all that, and then we'll go straight on to shooting. Alright, and we'll catch you back in a bit. And we're back at the end of Psychic and Shooting combined for the Iron Warrior's third turn. And the poor buildings, the main annex with the Vortex, is down to 3 hull points because it's been psychically shredded, and unfortunately my poor little Rustle, because I'm down to just the Alpha and the one other dude, and they're both on 1 wound each, so it's not looking so good. For the minute at least, again, multi-melters, haywires, I've got no what else coming in. There's also 1 less hull point now on the other bunker annex, but other than that everything is okay. We're now going to go into the shooting phase. Oh, this one multi-melted, hit, and caused a hull point eventually after we rolled on the damage table and realising that it's actually the dude carrying the taser lance, not the actual thing itself, so you can't actually weapon destroy anything on this because it doesn't have any weapons built in. So we will come back to you at the end of the assault phase. And we are back at the end of Iron Warrior's assault phase, and my poor Sidonian Dragoon, he didn't stand a chance against a rampaging dreadnought. He's just got the just hammer of wrath and just, you know, belly flopped into the middle of next week. The other assault down here, my poor little Rustle, because they put up a valiant effort, but I think I had my points worth out of them after they wiped out the Terminators and the artillery, so just have to see what I can do next in my turn 3, and well, I guess we'll see what we do. Okay, and we are Skitarii movement phase, turn 3. The infiltrators are coming over to have a go at the cultists. Not really an awful lot of choice, I have to take them out just to get them off my case. The Iron Strider Ballistari over there is going to try and pot shot at that closest Obliterator, and the Rangers have just altered their position a little bit to try and give covering fire down on those cultists, thin the crowd out a little bit. Other than that, the Vortex scooted forward a little bit, heading back towards the bunker, a little bit worrying. This Hellbrute over here seems to be a bit out of the action. I imagine he's probably at least a turn. They're still standing on that, so I guess we'll see how we go and come back to you at the end of my turn, because it's probably easier actually just in the shooting and then the assaults in one go. We'll catch you shortly. Back at the end of my shooting phase, and wow, that was successful. I'd actually play +1 weapon skill this turn because I didn't really want to gimp my close combat ability, but between the Rangers, the Iron Strider Ballistari, the last 2 Obliterators were just taken out. Did manage to repair a hull point on the bunker, which is a bit of a pain, but did fire a Vortex missile which landed right there. And that Chaos Sorcerer has to be the luckiest son of a bitch on the face of the galaxy, because he made how many lookout Sir rolls?
All of them.
And all but him and one other cultist just got melted, and he rolled double 6 for his leadership check, so he's off. He wants no more part of that. It's not looking so good for the Iron Warriors, so basically it looks like we're going to get onto combat, and I'm going to have to see if my my infiltrators can actually take out the Warpsmith. He's on 1 wound, so I've got a good chance, but they're not quite so good at it as the Ruststalkers, but we'll just have to see how we get on. Back at the end of my assault phase. We're back at the end of my turn 3 assault phase, and poor Warpsmith issued a challenge. The Princeps was having none of it, just stepped back and let his dudes take him out, and eventually, after failing 2 armour saves on Flesh Metal 2+, and then failing the Feel No Pains, down he went. So we both have Slay the Warlord, which is good. Bunker's looking a little worse for wear, but it's still holding on there, and the Tech Priest Engineer is busy with his servitors trying to wire the place back up and weld plates back into any holes that may have occurred, that kind of thing. But there's still a Hellbrute over here with a multi-melter. There's still a Sorcerer down there with plenty of Technomancy. So, do you want to see if he rallies?
Yes, he does.
And so does the cultist that's with him.
That's with him.
Yeah, so you get your 3-inch consolidate, and then they need to get back into its coherency. And anyway, we're going to get back at the end. We're just going to combine the turn, I think, because it's probably going to be pretty straightforward, and we'll catch you at the end. And we are back at the end of Iron Warriors. Well, we might as well just say turn because it's easier. Unfortunately, that vortex missile that I fired the first turn has been persistently moving around all over the battlefield, rolled straight back, hit the actual vortex battery and penetrated the destroyer hit. Caused a lot of damage. Oh, which reminds me, I actually need to get my engine seer out because he lived, didn't he? He's alive. Was he alive?
He was alive.
Yeah, he was alive. So he's come out and he will probably join that unit in his movement phase. But yeah, as I was saying, slight screw up. Yeah, vortex battery. It went boom, took the building out. So imagine this thing here is just smouldering and on fire. Luckily, no containment breaches because that would have just been icing on the cake, really. Yeah, so everything spilled out, and it looks like although the Skitarii are, I mean, we're technically drawn on victory points at the moment, but the Skitarii look like they're winning, but the main purpose of the assault has been achieved. The planetary defence battery is out of commission. So I'm going to have to table my opponent to win. So here we go, we're just going to have to see if I can pull it off. Back to you at the end of my turn. Back at the end of Skitarii turn, just spinning through it because there's not an awful lot left. Arc rifle, transuranic arquebus, etc. Took out this last Hellbreed, just wrecked it. Iron Strider Balistari over there, trying to take a nice quick shifty pot shot at this lone Chaos Sorcerer with his single cultist mook, and guess who got shoved in the way there? So the Sorcerer is the only model left on the table. All on his ones, he's out there in the scrap piles, being chased down by the Skitarii, but perhaps too little too late, as the main point of the game really was to take that vortex battery out, and as you can see there's still a vortex sloshing about in the general vicinity, so looks like this may be it, but we'll see how it goes. I think you can take one more turn, aren't you? And then
what's her name? Got
turn 4, but don't forget I paid for the points to give it to extra turns if I need it, so I will chase you down and kill you. It's just,
okay.
if you wanted to make a pain in the arse of yourself out of it.
Oh, I'm going to make a pain in my
I thought you might.
Like I said, there's a possibility I could actually still
win this. Okay, no, so what were you doing first? Oh, yeah, vortex.
Yep.
Go on, I might as well record it now because we're getting to the point of the... That's back the way it came. And there we go. So it lands there. Not so helpful. And he is going to... What's he going to do? He's going to try and have a go at the Balistari. Okay, right, well I'll tell you what. Do you want to do a psychic phase? We'll do it all on camera this time round, so just to prove people do actually roll dice and move and you know, play the game properly.
So, Scrap Code Curse and Flare Storm.
First of all, see how many warp charges you get. You get 5, I get 5, and well, you get 7, I should say.
5.
I'll grab my 5 dice.
7. So this could end up killing me, but so I'll go and put 4 into Flare Storm and 1 into Scrap Code Curse.
Cool, okay.
So Scrap Code Curse first.
Oh, that's a perils.
That is a perils, but it still goes off, so let's see. It does D3 haywire hits, 2 haywire hits. Both
wrecked it. So that's actually dead. And Machine Flens.
I need to go and do my perils first. I think it's anything but a 1.
Anything but a 1, really, yeah.
Sit.
Oh, you get super. Oh, you pass leadership check and he gets supercharged.
Yes.
So under 10, he doesn't take the wound and he gets like super awesome. A bit late than never, I suppose, considering like he's the only dude left alive.
Sure, just so yeah, 6.
He's down there.
Will suffer 1 wound.
I'm alive.
Unless I go and pass a
Live.
leadership test. So
Yep.
leadership test is passed.
He's fine, so he's all supercharged.
Yes, he now has a 3-up invulnerable save, Flesh Bane, Armour Bane, and Smash for the next turn.
Yeah, better late than never. Still, I'm going to remove my Iron Strider. I suppose you can run, realistically, if you wanted to.
Still
that's extra VP, by the way, because he's dead.
This other thing I want to do is, just in case, Flesh Bane is Flare Storm on that one, because if for each hull point it loses, it can still go and cause wounds on other units within 12 inches.
Yeah.
So I'm putting 4 into this. Okay, it's gone off twice.
I have 5 dice to try and stop it with.
Try and stop it.
So I might as well. No.
No. Okay, so that takes D3 hull points off immediately. 2 hull points off immediately, putting that down to
1.
And units within 12 inches.
So the Skitarii or the infiltrators? No.
Not the infiltrators.
Just the Rangers.
Yeah, but I can do it twice onto the same squad.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's per hull point, isn't it?
It's per hull point. So
I'll tell you what, let's quickly work that one out, and I'm going to get back to you, because if rather than sitting here wasting film and battery, we might as well just do it and then see how we get on. Okay, back at the end of my turn 4, couldn't do anything, tried to move through cover, trying to get into there, didn't quite get enough, even though the Rangers have moved through cover. Sakaran's just sort of scooched about a little bit, heading for the barracks. To be perfectly honest, this lone little Krael sorcerer is going to be the bane of my existence. He's still on full wounds, he's running around, he's unharmed, I've got no direct line of sight to him, and rather than just charging him around the table, wasting turn after turn, just trying to kill this one dude, I believe you are, what's the victory point count at the moment, David?
the victory point count is 14 to you, 12 to me.
Are you sure that's right?
Yes, you still have...
Oh, I'm still technically winning.
You're still winning.
Oh, okay, so there's very little point in me actually conceding, even though this dude's going to be chasing around for the rest of the game.
All you have to do is kill him. I, on the other hand, I have to do a lot more. I can still win this, but I have to do more work.
He has to survive and basically hero it all on his onesies.
Yes.
Right, okay, well in that case then, we are now on to Chaos turn 5.
Which could theoretically be the last turn.
Could theoretically be the last turn. He has to try and kill something, which he can only do with his psychic powers. And if he doesn't waste my dudes will probably end up wasting him. So we'll see how it goes. We'll play another turn, see how it goes, see about the real game length. I mean, they've taken out the battery at least, even if they lose. So at least there's a moral victory to be had out of that.
Oh, did you move the vortex before you moved?
I did, yeah. That's why it ended up there. It was your turn, so I need to do. Yeah, so your turn and.
Probably doesn't count now, but void shield on that.
No, it does still count. And it comes back online. Fantastic. That's actually the first good news I've had since this bloody thing blew up. So we'll see how we go, and we'll catch you again shortly at the end of turn 5. Okay, and we are back. Finally managed to kill the Chaos Sorcerer. Just eventually managed to cut him down, but unfortunately, even though I've won 5 kill victory points, moral victory must go to David, because he did kick my ass. Awkward left-handed handshake, mate. Well done. I think that's probably the closest game we've had so far. That is absolutely brutal. And from a fluff perspective, that's lots of missiles now that aren't hitting and messing up your ships in orbit. So now I suppose it's time to think about taking that loading dock, start loading down your heavier equipment. But that's a story for another day. This is the way the world ends, and I hope you enjoyed the back rep. And sorry about the occasional screw up. You know, these things happen in 40k when you're trying to play and video at the same time. You're going to make mistakes, you get distracted. But I hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll catch up with you soon for another instalment of the Siege of Helios.